Hello, this is Cynthia Fick, and this is the January 28th stock market update. Well, the first thing on everybody's mind is Nvidia and DeepSeek. Yesterday, a little Chinese startup company came out saying that they had some quicker, better chips than anything in the United States, and it sent a rocket through the stock market. We had Nvidia and all the big AI players down pretty big. Again, I just want to remind you that this is a Chinese startup, and we're not even sure what they're telling us is true at this point. The market does tend to kind of come in and overreact. They kind of shoot first and ask questions later, and that's what they did yesterday. So, do we need to be concerned? It's something. It's good. Competition is good, but are the 2,000 global companies that are building out their infrastructure in artificial intelligence, spending trillions of dollars over the next year, 2 years, going to be doing that with a Chinese startup that's relying on Nvidia chips, or are they going to be investing with Nvidia, which control most of the artificial intelligence chips in the United States? So if you have too much Nvidia, we've been skimming some off over the last year, and this is why. If you don't have any, we may be adding a little bit to your portfolio. So that's kind of where we stand right now on Nvidia. So let's talk about 2025 in the stock market. We've had two back-to-back 23 and 24 over 20% years. A lot of you and a lot of people out there are saying, how can we possibly have another good year in the stock market? And while that, remains to be seen, just remember 2023 was just a response to 2022. We were down, and 2023 was pretty much just a recovery year, getting back to even. So 2024, we're up over 20%. And so we're going to be watching carefully to see if it looks like this rally will be extended. And if, we need to change, we need to get defensive. That's what we do. We'll do it in a very measured way, not knee-jerk reactions to things going on in the short term. Okay. So, but there are a few themes and things going on in the market that I think that are good for the continued rally. The first one being inflation is easing. The Federal Reserve, the expectations, the consensus is that they're going to lower interest rates another 2 times. Right now, the Fed funds rate is at 4.5. They want it down to 2.5, 3% or so. So that's 6 or 7 cuts. And if they only do 2 this year, that means they're going to spread them out to 2026 and beyond, which only can extend our, good economy and the stock market. So that is a good thing. The second thing is taking all politics out of this. I'm just talking about how the market is responding. Trump is considered to be very good for the economy and for corporations that make up our stock market because of deregulation and lowering of taxes. He's very pro-stock market. He wants things to do well, and he wants the stock market to do well. So when you look at the deregulation, lowering of taxes, that's supposed, thought to be good to lower inflation and have higher growth. When you look at his tariffs and immigration, that could lead to higher inflation and less growth. So these are kind of the balancing forces going on. One interesting thing that's come out of this is Doge. If you don't, I thought it was a cryptocurrency at first, and it is, but there's now a Department of Government Efficiency, and it's run by Elon Musk and his friend Vivek. I won't dare to try to say his last name. Basically, they're going to go and look for fraud, waste in the US government and their contracts, and this can affect the government contractors. It can affect the healthcare system. It's going to be really interesting to see how this all plays out. We do have something to look back at and say it kind of worked. In the 1940s, there was the Truman Committee. They did exactly the same thing. They found about $15 billion of waste, which translate to about $2-3 trillion today in today's dollars. And so this could be highly effective. That's basically what we're going negative every year with what the government has coming in, what has going out. So that could be a pretty big deal. Another thing, and I'll say this word, and I get a lot of different responses, is cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. I think you can all tell that is becoming much more positive, and I think it's here to stay. In fact, there's a Senate committee right now discussing changing. We're not in the gold standard anymore, but each of the Federal Reserve banks, there's 12 of them in the United States, and they have gold and gold certificates at each one of them. So this Senate committee is discussing replacing some of that with Bitcoin. So, and I think, they even said Melania Trump had started a cryptocurrency. Well, this is here to stay. And I know it's hard to understand. We'll go over, more of that in the future, but we may be adding a little bit more of the Bitcoin ETF that we use to your portfolios. And this is why. Kind of need to buy a little bit, tuck it away, and forget about it, because unfortunately, for some of you, it is here to stay. So that's all we have this week. We'll be continuing to talk about these conversations, and I hope you have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.